Hey y'all, Stephanie here with Minimalist Mom Life. Welcome back to my channel. Today, little Lucy, who's here in my lap, and I are going to bring you kind of a topic that I feel like doesn't get discussed a lot when you talk about minimalism, and that is minimalism with technology and with things in general that aren't stuff. So when you have decluttered your home, but your life still feels cluttered, what is left? So if you've emptied out your closets and you've gone through all of your belongings and you've decided what is precious to you, but you still feel like life is so cluttered and it's not simplified, I wanted to give you some areas of your life to look at. And for some people, this is probably more important than the stuff is, as far as kind of getting peace and getting kind of control of your life again. So I think simplifying and getting control of these areas. So I think I will break them apart into two videos, but the first one that I am going to do is minimalism and technology. So I have written a list because, y'all, I am so type A that I'm rambly enough, and if I don't have a list, I won't know what I even want to say. So I have to write it down, and I have to make it into like numbered tips. I'm sorry if that bothers you, but it's just my style of video. So there you go. Also, my hair is not done. I tried out the Instagram polls, and I asked you guys in an Instagram video if I should fix my hair or if I should keep it real and just leave it the way it is. And you guys voted keep it real. So here we are, messy ponytail and all. And of course I've got Lucy because she's just always with me, y'all. Just always, huh? So I'm gonna get right to my tips. My number one tip for limiting technology, I'm going minimalism in your view of technology, is to limit the social networks you're a part of. So they are a time suck. They can be bad for relationships, friendships, marriages, your relationship with your children, all of those things, to have tons of them. They're not necessary to have multiple ones, I would say. And so do you really need Snapchat videos and Instagram videos, stories, I guess is what they call them, and Facebook, and I don't even know what else is out there, YouTube, and they're probably not going to monetize this video because I said that. But limit the amount of social networks you have. You can only really realistically be connected to so many people. I mean, you just really can't. If you even look at YouTube, the big YouTubers don't respond to everybody's comments because you literally just couldn't have a close relationship with 100,000 people. You just can't, no matter how nice of a person you are. And when you have 800 Facebook friends, you can't actually remember to pray for every single one who asked for prayer, or to like everybody's wedding pictures that you went to high school with, even though you are happy for them. Like, it's just not realistic to be that connected to that many people. And when you try to, it usually takes a suck and a negative effect on the relationships that you do have, that you are in person around. I know for me, I deleted Facebook, I don't know, a month or two ago. See, I don't even remember when it actually happened. I think it was after Lucy was born, so she's only 2 months old, so it wasn't that long ago. And that happened after thinking about it for a while. But my main reason was I can't have these close relationships, sort of, with all of these people and then maintain the relationships in my own home and all these other things. So you have to pick and choose which social networks are most important to you, and then eliminate the other ones. You can still be friends with people. It was amazing when I deleted Facebook how many people that were on my Facebook now contact me, and I contact them in like the real way, like via text message and actual phone calls. We can still communicate that way, y'all. Even us millennials, like, we actually do know how to talk on the phone. You can figure that out. You can have real relationships beyond just what is on social networks. And with especially moms, I know we have such an issue of, you see yourself? Comparing ourselves and one-upping one another and all of that stuff, that limiting the amount of social networks you have where you see other people's lives and you compare it to your own is probably good for your mental health. So my number one tip is limit social network apps. My number two tip is limit apps in general. You don't need an app for every function of your life, because if you have an app for literally everything you do, for your budget, for your calorie intake, for the amount of steps you take every day, for, you know, reminders of a million things, and then you have the news on your phone giving you news alerts, you have all of these things, you're not going to be able to put your phone down, because now your phone is responsible for every aspect of your life. As opposed to writing it down and leaving that planner on the kitchen counter, you now have all of that information constantly thrown at you. It's constantly in your hand. You're not letting it go. You're using it as your alarm clock in the morning. So as soon as you wake up in the morning, just to wake up, you're having to turn off the very device that is consuming the rest of your life as well. So limit the amount of apps you have. Just because there's cool apps that do everything doesn't mean you need an app for everything or for every store you like. So on, simplify your phone. I know one person I follow, one blogger, she went back to having like a brick phone, like an actual, we call them brick phones, an actual just cell phone that didn't have any abilities to do anything else. And I think that's kind of inspiring. So yeah, limit the apps that you have. My third tip for minimalism and technology is when you're limiting social networks, let people know the best way to communicate with you. One of the things I didn't like about having Facebook and Facebook Messenger and Instagram, and people can message you on Instagram and they can email you and they can text you and all these different things, is it made me worse at communication. I take full responsibility about being bad at that, but I would not remember, did they email me or did they Facebook message me? And then in my head, I would respond to them, but mom brain, I never actually responded to them. And then I would forget where it was they even communicated me at. So was it a text message they sent me, or was it an Instagram message that I need to respond to? And I wouldn't respond to people, and I wouldn't do a great job at communicating. So simplifying, hey, guess what? For Stephanie, the best way to get a hold of her is text message. The second best way is email. And then you have Instagram message if you don't have my email or my phone number, and I don't have Facebook anymore, but Facebook message was always a terrible way to get a hold of me. So limiting those types of things, and then let people know so that they don't feel like there's no way to get a hold of you. You are wanting to be friends with them, you're wanting to be a part of their life and have them as a part of yours, but you're not available in 70 different avenues. Here's the best way to communicate. And then my other tip is to plug your phone in. So every once in a while, just treat your phone like it's an actual phone, like, you know, a phone that used to have a cord, that used to be on the wall. Plug it in. I plug mine in on the side of my refrigerator, kind of in the corner of my kitchen, and I'm on it more now that I'm nursing and I'm sitting down a lot during the day. But I used to plug it in and then basically get on it only at nap time. And so block times out that you're not going to be on your phone, you're not going to have the television on or the computer on. It's okay to have silence in your home. It's okay to just enjoy music, and music doesn't have to come from your phone. So block out times like that. Treat phones like they are what they actually are, and that is a telephone and not a lifeline for everything else in your life. I also find it nice to, like, if you're enjoying a family walk, times like that, leave the phone. I know that you won't be able to take all the cute pictures of every single cute thing your child does, but you can remember some of them too without a photograph. So plug your phone in, let it be the phone that it is, not everything else. And then my last tip comes back more to like television, and there's nothing inherently wrong with television, and if you enjoy that, that's great. But my suggestion would be to limit the avenues of TV you have. So this is kind of a budgeting tip really as well. You don't need Hulu and Netflix, and I think Amazon has something, and there's like a million other, and cable and whatever else. So limit the ones that you actually like the best, and then also decide when you enjoy TV. And that's when you enjoy TV, and the rest of the time the TV can be off. Your kids don't need it, you don't need it. It doesn't need to be a distraction, it doesn't need to be background noise for you. But when you want to sit down and really enjoy a show with your husband or with your kids or a movie night or whatever it is, then sit down and enjoy that. Know that's the time that you're going to use it. For my husband and I, we like to watch I Love Lucy sometimes or something on the Food Network, stuff like that. And so we'll know, okay, when the kids go to bed, some evenings, everything else is done, and you know, I'm not going to the gym that night because I did in the afternoon or the morning, or he doesn't have to work on a sermon or whatever, and maybe we want to sit down and watch something. But we try to be careful to only do it when we're really going to sit and enjoy it, and not just do it as this is a part of the evening routine, is to kind of zone out for a little while. Like, either I'm going to enjoy it, or I can read or just talk to my husband instead in the evenings and not turn it on. So limiting that time and the sources that it brings in, I think, is a healthy way to get towards minimalism with technology. And if y'all have any tips for what you have done in your family to kind of balance technology, I know it's coming in more and more in our lives right now, and there's a big push for it even in the school system, I've been noticing. Leave it down in the comments down below. I'd love to discuss it with y'all. And I hope you enjoyed this video and enjoyed little Miss Lucy. And I'm sure she made lots of funny faces while I was talking that I will notice in a little bit when I upload. And I will talk to y'all in my next video. Have a wonderful day.